Welcome back to more Pokemon Platinum. So last time we made it to Jubilife City, and yeah, we basically just had a little look around it. And now today we're going to be exploring the routes. So yeah, let's do it. So first off is we're going to be going to Route 218, which is a very short route. So yeah, we don't need to worry about this one too much. Because yeah, we can't progress it basically. Because there's water everywhere, but we can get an X accuracy, which yeah, that boosts accuracy during battle, so could be nice. But yeah, I'm gonna show off fishing. So yeah, with the Old Rod, as you'd probably expect, only one kind of Pokemon can be found with it in pretty much every body of water, so yeah. And yeah, the fishing works similarly to Emerald actually, where yeah, you toss it, and you wait for the exclamation mark like that, you press A, and you land the Pokemon. And yeah, of course, the only Pokemon you can find with Old Rod is Magikarp, so let's talk about it. So Magikarp, yeah, it can't do anything until level 15 when it learns Tackle. It also has funny Pokemon Sentry, so if I can weaken it, then I'll show that. Which yeah, I definitely can, but anyway. So Magikarp, it can't do anything until level 15 when it learns Tackle, and then if you really want to, you can wait till level 30 to evolve to get Flail, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. Yeah, what I recommend doing is getting to level 20 and then evolving it into Gyarados. So yeah, Gyarados, very strong Pokemon, especially now that we have the physical and special split. So, immediately when it evolves, you get Bite, and then after that, you even get Dragon Rage, which yeah, for level 23, that will actually probably take care of most things, because it always does 40 damage. So I'll show off Magikarp's Pokemon Sentry. A Magikarp living for many years can leap a mountain using Splash. The move remains useless though. Yeah, Splash does nothing. And yeah, like I said, Magikarp's the only Pokemon you can find with the Old Rod Payment. So Gyarados learns amazing moves. Like I said, Dragon Rage at level 23 is not bad, and then you get Ice Fang at level 32, Aqua Tail at 35, and Dragon Dance at 44. There's definitely some other interesting moves too, but yeah, those are the main ones. And yeah, as you probably expect, yeah, its move pool is really good. Especially now that we have more moves and the physical special splits like Earthquake, Stone Edge are options. And of course Waterfall, if you want a more accurate water type move. Mood Tutor's Bounce, I think it's in Hot Cold, but that is an interesting move that you could use because it is stab off, of course, and yeah, there's no egg moves either. So yeah, of course, Gyarados, another reason why it's so good is because it has 125 attack and 81 speed, and it's also very bulky. It has the Intimidate ability, so yeah, that's the third Pokemon we found in the early game that has that. It also has 95 HP, 79 defense, 100 special defense, so yeah, it's extremely bulky. It does only have 60 special attack, so yeah, that's why it really wanted the physical and special split. So yeah, then it can, you know, use those physical water type moves, so yeah. So yeah, it hasn't changed too much since Gen 3, except for, of course, the physical war moves. It's still a very strong Pokemon, and of course, it covers its weaknesses really well. Mainly that electric weakness that's Times weak to, thanks to Earthquake. And yeah, I do recommend saving Earthquake TM for this if you're using it. And yeah, I think it's even worth using because yeah, of course, you could of course make another water type your Surf Pokemon. So yeah. And yeah, I need to take that Yacht Berry, so let me do that. Because yeah, that could be valuable. And I'll put the Magikarp back because we don't need it, so yeah. Yeah, I just want to catch up all the time sick. And yeah, I'll also show you, Gyarados is an amazing Pokemon. Like I said, you can definitely use Gyarados and another special attacking water type together, it's very possible. And yeah, like I said, you have an amazing Pokemon in your hands if you do that, so yeah. So let's get Hanuman, and now let's go to the route above us. Route, I actually don't know what it's called, I can't remember. I think we were there last time. Yeah, Route 204. Okay, so there is technically 3 new Pokemon. One only appears at night, one only appears during the day, so morning and day. So yeah, that's basically what that means. Yeah, let's start talking about them now. So I think we're going to start by talking about probably the popular choice here, and that's Badoo. So Badoo is a grass poison type. Yeah, I talked about that type earlier. It can have natural cure or poison point as its abilities, and it keeps those. Both have their uses. Natural cure is an interesting one, especially with moves that inflict status on yourself, like Rest, for example. Let's start buying some trainers as well. Oh, a weak-looking trainer. Do you want to have a go? We'll see about that. But anyway, here's the thing I don't like about Badoo. How it evolves. So it's a baby Pokemon, actually. The way you get it normally is with Roselia and its new evolution, Roserade. You use the Rose Incense and then you breed. So that's how you normally are supposed to get Badoo, but here you can actually catch it in the wild. But here's the thing I don't like about it, how to evolve it, obviously. It's, happiness evolution, which normally that's not too bad, but it's kind of hard to grind happiness at this point. It'll become easier once we get to the second gym town because that's when we get a bike, but we need to beat the gym and do something there before we get the bike, I'm pretty sure, so yeah. I remember this train being kind of hilarious, yeah. So that's one thing I really don't like about Badoo, and also its move pool, because it's a lot worse when compared to evolutions. The only good moves it gets are Mega Train at level 13 and Worry Seed at level 16. And yeah, I didn't mention it, but yeah, this guy, yeah, his dad gave him this magic up as a gift, which, yeah. You can view that however you want, but anyway. Worry Seed is interesting, that's a new move, I'm pretty sure. It basically gives the target insomnia, which means you can deny them their good ability, which can be nice. TM's, it's actually pretty similar to its evolutions, but again, it's just that, yeah, you could just use its evolutions. And yeah, it does have some pretty cool egg moves too, like Sleep Powder, Leaf Storm, and Extra Sensory. So yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff there, and Spikes. Can't forget that move, that's a good one. I don't really talk about move tiers because there isn't much. And yeah, again, its stats aren't very good. But yeah, let's go over Roselia now. So Roselia learns some different moves speed level up. It's pretty similar actually, but yeah, the thing about Roselia is you can get some very useful moves. At level 16 you get Leech Seed, 19 gives you Magical Leaf, 25 gives you Giga Drain, 31 or 28 gives you Toxic Spikes, 37 gives you Toxic, 40 gives you Pearl Dance, and that's really the main ones. So there's a lot of good moves, mainly Giga Drain and Leech Seed. And yeah, if you go the Badoo route, you may actually miss those moves, considering that Leech Seed's level 16 and Giga Drain's 25, so yeah. I see that being very possible, because Happiness Evolutions do take a while unless you grind them. It doesn't Badoo. So yeah, I guess we can catch it as well. But anyway, I'll see what it's like. Anyway, so... And yeah, like I said, its TMs are pretty similar, and so is its Echoes, obviously. Although Extra Sensory, the only way to get that is via Badoo, which is interesting. But anyway, let's finally talk about the last stage. So Roselia was kind of a mediocre Pokemon before, but then it got a shiny new evolution, Roserade. I say shiny because you need a shiny step to evolve it, which I don't think is too hard to get. And yeah, Roselia will do just fine until you get it, I'm pretty sure, so yeah. Especially with its good moves, but anyway, sensitive to changing temperature, the bud is said to bloom when it feels the sun's warm touch. So there you go, I do like what the Badoo looks like, but again, it is a very mediocre Pokemon in my opinion. Especially when compared to its evolutions. This one's a calm nature, which could be fun. With, it can become decent bulky, as we'll talk about Roserade, but anyway. May I please trouble you for a battle? Alright, let's talk about Roserade. So Roserade's one of my favorite, grass types. It doesn't learn any moves at level up, so yeah, you want to basically be a little cautious. You want to evolve it at the right time. So yeah, we did just talk about Roselia's moveset. I think around Toxic Spike's a good one, but once you get Giga Drain, I think that's fine, unless you really want to use Toxic Spikes, which is a good move. I didn't talk about that move yet. It's a new one in Gen 4 and a very important one. Basically, you lay down a layer of Toxic Spikes, and then every Pokemon that switches in gets poisoned. And if you put down 2 layers, it badly poisons. Oh, you're so strong. So yeah, very powerful move. It has one weakness though, and that is, well, there's 2 weaknesses. Rapid Swing gets rid of hazards, and poison types can absorb the Toxic Spikes. is Ravage Path. There are boulders blocking the way inside the cavern. I think a Pokemon's hidden move will be able to smash those boulders though. But you can't make any progress here, but there are 2 new Pokemon here. I don't think I'll catch... Actually, no. I want to catch one of them. And not just for fun, I will say. But anyway, there is one move that Roserade does get, which I think you need a hard skill for, and that is Weather Ball. So if you're using a Sun team, that can become a very powerful fire type move, and that's great coverage. And yeah, Single Ledge, I didn't really talk about its coverage, but it's alright. It gets Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, and Shower Ball mainly. So yeah, an Energy Ball later on, which I believe is post-game, but yeah, it's a power increase when compared to Giga Drain, which is nice. Although Giga Drain does drain HP, which is nice. But other than that, it doesn't really get too much interesting. Those fire type moves like Hidden Power, which is hard to get, and then Weather Ball, yeah, they can really help with coverage, but yeah. They can really help with coverage, but yeah, again, they're kind of hard to set up. But anyway, here's Psyduck, overwhelmed by enigmatic bullies that suffers a constant headache. It sometimes uses mysterious powers. We want to catch Psyduck because it learns Flash, and as well as Cut and Rock Smash, so it's actually a useful Pokemon for HM moves, oddly enough. I'll show what the other Pokemon is and then we'll leave. But yeah, again, probably the best time to evolve Roserade, or not, into Roserade, is probably around Toxic, which is level 20. But anyway, stat-wise, let's talk about those values. So yeah, it's very fast with 90 speed, has amazing special attack 125, and it actually has good special defense too, with 105. Its physical stats are definitely low, 60 HP, 55 defense, 70 attack, but yeah, amazing special attacker, a really cool type. The Grass Poison type has always been a cool one to me. And yeah, a pretty cool move pool too, and a good mix of offense and support. Yeah, I love this support. One of my favorite grass types. It's not my favorite, I think Victory Bell is... For sentimental reasons, Victory Bell's my favorite, but yeah, Roserade's definitely a close second. And yeah, we're actually getting a lot of levels from that guy. From that Psyduck. But anyway. We'll put back on. But anyway. So that's really all I gotta say. Now here's one thing you can think about doing. You're not stuck to Badoo. You can catch Roselias. And they're not that far off. In fact, Platinum makes them easier to get, so yeah. That's what I would do if I wanted to use Roserade, so yeah. So yeah, just keep that in mind. You want to remember that, yeah, you could catch Roselias later on. But anyway. The other Pokemon we just saw, that was Zubat. But yeah, we're not going to talk about that yet, because there's still one more Pokemon we can found in this route. And yeah, I should mention the encounter rate. So in Platinum, it's a 50% encounter for Badoo, a 25 during the day, so you want to probably do it that, and then 50 during night. So yeah, if you want Badoo, I recommend playing during the day. So, during the day, morning and day, you can find Wurmple at a 10% encounter. So let's talk about Wurmple now. I'm going to go back to the Pokemon Center first, I think. I guess we could talk about it. So, because I need to find some Pokemon. So we found another Badoo. Also, yeah, Badoo's kind of low level, to be honest too. That's another reason why I don't really like catching it as a Badoo. I'd much rather catch it as a Roselia. So yeah, again, you want to remember that. So anyway, Wurmple. Let's talk about Wurmple. So it's not very impressive as a Wurmple. It only learns Poison Sting, but again, you can wait it out till level 50 and get Bug Bite, although I don't think any of its evolutions make good use of that move, so I would not recommend doing that. Instead, I recommend just, you know, leveling it up. So yeah, it has two passing and go, Silcoon. Okay, so I should mention this. Silcoon and Cascoon. Wurmple evolves to basically randomly. It depends on a number of values, basically. Mainly IV related. So again, it's kind of random what you get, which is annoying because if you really wanted one and you get the other, then yeah. Of course, that can be remedied because I'm pretty sure that later on in the game you can catch Silcoons and Cascoons just before the Grass type change. So again, that could be very useful. And yeah, since I said that Psyduck could be good for HM moves, let's keep it around. But anyway. So let's talk about Silcoon and Beautifly. So Silcoon is not special. Again, all it learns is Harden, and it can get Iron Defense as a move to move. So yeah, interesting, but not really. Let's talk about Beautifly. You get at level 10. So it's not a great Pokemon, but of course, it's much better against the flying or grass type gym when compared to Cricketune, because it quad resists grass. But yeah, here's Route 203. Your favorite Pokemon should be placed at the top left of your pie list. That way, it'll be first to go out in battle. So anyway, let's fight this guy. I get my get up and go for my Pokemon. Here we go, Kricketot Zubat. Well, you already told us what Pokemon he's using, but anyway. You get Absorb too, so technically it can help with the Rock Gym, but mainly only for the Rock Grounds. I wouldn't use it against anything that isn't a Rock Ground. And yeah. After that, it can definitely help you in the Grass type gym because it learns Gust, but it doesn't really get anything better, unfortunately. And yeah, for TMs, okay, let's talk about its other moves. It does learn some good moves at level up, like Morning Sun at level 20. It gets Stun Spore quite early at level 17, so that could be good too. Silverwind and Bug Buzz are good bug stabs, and Giga Drain is decent coverage actually. And then for TMs, Psychic Shadow Ball are options, Energy Ball is too, and even U-Turn is worth considering, because it's a good move. And Muratia's Signal Beam could be good if you're laying on Bug Buzz. My Pokemon. It is stronger than Silverwind. And for stats, yeah, they're not good. It has 90 special attack, which isn't terrible, but it has 65 speed, so yeah, that is pretty terrible. And its bulk is really bad at 50 defenses and 60 HP, and it has severe attack as well. So yeah, mediocre Pokemon. It's good in the early game, much better than Cricketune in my mind. Because it can actually help in the grass type gym, much better. And yeah. After that though, it does learn cool moves, but I feel like there are more interesting bug flying types. There's another one too that has a very similar stat spread too, I'm pretty sure, so yeah. So anyway, let's now talk about Dustox. So yeah, evolves from Cascoon at level 10. Cascoon's not interesting, so let's just talk about Dustox. So Dustox is a bug poison type, which also quad resists grass. So again, it's a good option. It's the more defensive one, but it also learns a lot of psychic type moves like Confusion, Psybeam, and yeah, that's it. It also gets Bug Buzz at level 41, and also gets Silverwind at level 40. It also has the support moves like Light Screen, for example, and Moonlight for healing. Toxic, so there's some interesting moves to level up. TM-wise, you can also get Giga Drain, Psychic, Shadow Ball, Sludge Bomb, that's stab obviously. It's a Shinx, so I want to use Quick Attack, but anyway. It also, and yeah, Energy Ball does too, U-Turn's there too. Move tutors, again Signal Beam. And then finally its stats, again they're not very good. It's bulky though. It has 90 special defense, which is its best stat, but everything else is kind of bad again. It only has 50 attack and social attack, so it barely scratches the opponent. Unless it's early on, it can snag a super effective hit. But yeah, it is at least bulky. It has a good type for bulk because poison of course is great. 60 HP, 70 defense is 9, 70 defense, 90 social defense. Again, it's kind of 65. That's really its stats. Again, early game bug. It's better defensively than Beautifly, probably. It being immune to poison is pretty cool though, when compared to Beautifly. Before I change the Pokemon Gym, I'll test my shit on you. So yeah. They both probably work against the second gym, but yeah, after that though, they really fall apart. Because again, they're early game bug types. That's just the nature. So anyway, let's talk about the cave now. This guy's a Machop, that's a fine type, so let's there you go. Cool Pokemon though. Can't wait to talk about Machop because it got a nice glow up in the show. But anyway, let's talk about Ravage Path now. Yeah, I'm kind of going all over the place here a little bit. But yeah, we just saw the two Pokemon. Those are Zubat and Psyduck. So, let's talk about Zubat first. So this is the best way to catch Zubat because it doesn't matter what time of day it is. So, yeah. It also has a pretty high encounter rate too. So Zubat, my personal favorite flying type Pokemon. It doesn't start very good. It gets Astonished at level 9, and then Bite at level 13, but it does eventually get Wing Attack at level 17, and once it does, well, guess what? This thing also quad resist grass, but it's much better long term than Beautifying Dustox, so I much recommend it over those if you want to beat that grass type gym. And then yeah, if it's impressing you, you can keep using it. You should also be able to get Golbat at level 22 before then as well, so yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Wing Attack Soul is great. It also gets Confused, right? It starts with Supersonic, which is an annoying, confusing move, but it only has 55 accuracy, but Confused rate is 100. Then it evolves into Golbat at level 22. And Staryu at level 12. So it's only 2 levels away from evolving. Yeah, there's gonna be a point when I call it promotion because I'm so used to Farmville, but anyway, what you got? I found a train, we're looking for some Pokemon, alright. So Golbat, after that, it learns Air Cutter, Mean Look, Poison Fang, Haze, and Air Slash. Air Slash is interesting because it has a pretty cool special move. But anyway, after Happiness evolution, again, it also evolves with Happiness. I think, yeah, this is a lot less egregious because it's its final stage. It's not like Badoo where it needs to get the Happiness evolution for its second stage. So yeah. And of course, it can be, the Happiness doesn't matter depending on the timeline, but do, which needs to be triple day. Bam. Crobat, very fast Pokemon, it learns the same moves, but it can remember Cross Poison, and I do recommend doing that because it's a bit stronger than Aerialist, which is its normally best option for a physical flying type style. But for TMs, there's some good special moves like Giga Drains, Shadow Ball. There's also Aerialist and Stealing if you want something physical, X-Scissor if you want a strong rock type move. It also gets U-Turn and X-Scissor too, and Dot Pulse. So yeah, there's some interesting moves there. Move Tutors, Zen Headbutt, and Heat Wave are interesting. I think Heat Wave's post-game though. But yeah, if you want a special move pool, you want Heat Wave. And then for egg moves, there's some really interesting ones. Brave Bird, Nasty Plot, Zen Headbutt. And yeah, that's really it. So yeah, there's definitely some interesting moves there, but Brave Bird, I'm pretty sure is very hard to get. So yeah, anyway, stat-wise, 90 attack and 130 speed. That's one reason why I love using it so much. 70 special attack is definitely kind of low, but of course in Nasty Plot, it won't be very low for long. But yeah, I recommend the physical moves pools just because, again, I like to use Fly for convenience, so yeah. I got a nifty Keen Gym Badge from the gym at Oreburgh City. Alright, so yeah. Again, also it's pretty bulky too. 85 HP and 80 defenses with a good Poison Flying type to back it up. Yeah, that's also really good. So yeah, also this person said they beat the gym. I don't know how they did that because I'm pretty sure that Psyduck doesn't get Water Gun. I almost got played there, but anyway, like I said, I love this Pokemon so much. If you are able to get those egg moves too, it becomes even better. But you don't even need to. I feel like it just does just fine with its regular moves. But anyway, so that's Crobat. I love this Pokemon so much. Let's talk about another Pokemon I kind of like in this game. We're actually fine on its Psyduck. So I need to find where it is in the Pokédex. There it is. So Psyduck. It does have kind of a rough start. At level 9, it learns Void. And yeah, once you get that, it will help you in the first gym. It also learns some other weird moves like Disable and Confusion. It does learn some Psychic type moves. Water Pulse is a nice upgrade at level 22 until you get Surf, obviously. Oh, I lost. La la la. After that though, nothing too great until it evolves into Golduck, which admittedly does happen kind of late at level 33. So that means it's going to be kind of weak for a decent amount of time, which isn't great. But yeah, Golduck though is not bad. It's just a very solid water type. But yeah, after it evolves, you can get, I guess, Zen Headbutt and Fusion Hydro Pump. But yeah, nothing like too amazing there. But yeah, for TMs though, it's got a good mix of interesting stuff like Calm Mind, Ice Beam, Brick Break, Psychic, Shadow Claw, and of course Water HMs, which it can definitely make good use of, like Surf mainly. Here's a Repel that keeps one Pokemon away from us. I'm gonna go heal. I also need to check if there's any new Pokemon this route, which I actually don't think there are. But anyway, well, I guess we'll actually no. Is Abra here? I guess we'll talk about Abra a little bit. But yeah, I didn't talk about its move tiers. It can get Signal Beam and Ice Punch, which I guess are interesting for it. And then for egg moves, Psychic and Cross Jump look interesting, but that's really good. let's talk about its stats. So, it has pretty alright stats. 95 at special attack and 85 speed. It can even mix attack a little bit with 82 attack, and its bulk is not bad either. 78 defense and 80 special defense, and 80 HP. So it's just a very solid water type. As long as you can get over Psyduck and its kind of late evolution, you got a solid water type. I used it before, in fact. I think it was my last playthrough of Platinum as well. It did serve me quite well. I was really happy with it. Anyway, I was actually gonna use it for this playthrough, but here's the thing. Last minute, I changed my mind on what water type I'm gonna use. Literal last minute. Because I thought that I wanted to use something a bit more weird and interesting, considering I did just use Psyduck kind of recently in Platinum. So yeah, I wanted to shake things up a little bit, so that's why I'm not using Golduck. But hey, I really liked using it in my last playthrough, so yeah. It's also a lot easier to get in Platinum. It's a 35% car rate in Ravage Path. In Diamond Pearl, it was only a 2% car rate, so yeah. I definitely recommend it, and again, it's good against the first gym too, once it's trained up a little bit, so yeah. Once you get it to around like level 12 or something like that, it should be fine. Level 12, 13, 14, around that range. Then let me look at this route, of course, which is Route 203. Let me see if there's any new Pokemon. I think I remember Abra being on this route, so yeah, we might be talking about that Pokemon a little bit. So, we do have one new Pokemon, of course, it's Abra. Like I thought. Let me find Abra in its in the Pokédex. So Abra. Interesting Pokemon, this one. It can't attack until it evolves at level 16 because it only has teleport. That also means that it's a pain to catch because on turn 1 it flees. Unless you use Taunt on it, which I don't want to learn that, which is interesting. But it needs to outspeed, which I think it can. Maybe I'll try and count on it and see if I can catch it because of Taunt, but anyway. So when you get to level 16 it becomes Kadabra, a very solid Psychic type Pokemon. Of course it's really strong. I didn't actually talk about abilities at all. I just realized. I'm pretty sure that Beautifly and Dustox get Shield Dust. That's actually a good ability. It prevents the secondary effects of I think actually Beautifly gets Swarm and then Dustox gets Shield Dust. Shield Dust prevents the secondary effects of it, so that's pretty good. Zubat gets Inner Focus, that's an alright ability. But yeah, if I'm gonna do that though, I'm gonna need Chimchar or Hanma. Inner Focus is alright, but it's so fast it probably doesn't get flinched anyway. And then finally, Psyduck is a bit weird because it gets both Cloud9 and... Actually, let me double check. It gets Cloud9 and Damp. Okay, yeah, that's the ability. Damp prevents self-destructing moves from working, and then Cloud9 prevents weather from working, which is interesting. It can benefit from rain, but of course that means that if it's fighting in the sun, it won't get its water type boost, which is nice. But yeah, let's talk about Kadabra fighting. So, while, yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can try catching one. That's a little bit of a challenge. But anyway, it immediately gets Confusion, that's amazing. That means I'm gonna do a lot of damage for a little bit, but it also gets some other interesting moves, like Disable. Again, that's a weird move. It's 80 accuracy in this case, so you can try using it. It gets to but to 100 later, but anyway. Miracle Eye, that's a new move that I doubt most people know about. It enables a Psychic type to hit Dark types. And it also enables the user to hit an evasive foe, kind of like Foresight, so that's interesting. It's basically just a Psychic type version of Foresight when you think about it. Anyway, Psybeam, amazing move, Reflect, Recover. Psychic Cut's not that great because it's physical. Roleplay is interesting. Psychic at level 40, yeah, this thing learns a lot of moves. And there's also Future Sight. But anyway. I didn't talk about its abilities, Synchronize and Inner Focus. Both are kind of situational, but they can be good. And then, yeah, for TMs, it's got some pretty good ones like Shadow Ball. You can learn some electric type moves early on, like Shockwave. Actually, Shockwave's kind of late in this game now I think about There's also Charging, which could be fun later on. Energy Ball, Thunder Wave, Grass Knot, so there's some good coverage. The Elemental Punches are Mooncheer moves, but because the physical and special fight, it's bad using them now. But there's also Signal Beam. And then for Mood Tutors, nothing too great there. Except for Encore, that's actually a good move. But anyway, stat-wise, Kadabra is pretty strong. It has 120 special attack and 105 speed, so pretty solid on its own. But its other stats are pretty bad, except for its special defense is 70, so yeah. It doesn't really like getting hit. So yeah, you want to try avoiding that. But okay, you can try using Reflect too. Strong poke on this one, but guess what? That's not even its final evolution. With a trade, you can get Alakazam, one of my favorite Pokemon in my early childhood. Similar moves, but I think now you can get the new Focus Blast, which is a bad move because it misses a lot, but it gives it Flying type coverage, which is really strong. That's the main new move it gets. But of course, you get a nice stat boost. 135 special attack and 120 speed, with 85 special defense, but again, its physical stats are bad. Great Pokemon. When I was able to use this thing for the first time in Heart Gold, thanks to trading, I loved it so much. It was so overpowered, I loved it. So yeah, that's and yeah, that's Alakazam. Love this Pokemon so much. Easily one of my favorites during this time in Gen 4, so yeah. And yeah, it gets even better in the next generation too, so that's really it. I love Alakazam a lot. So, let's move on to our next route, which is Oreburgh Gate. So, again, I need to make sure this... I believe we do have some new Pokemon to talk about. Yep, we have one new Pokemon to talk about. This route's actually very similar to Ravage Path, because you can also find Zubat and Psyduck. That sparkling new Pokédex, your awkwardness is... your awkwardness as a traveler. You're still a pretty new trainer, aren't you? But it's all good. You're a new fellow friend of Pokemon. So let me make a gift. Of this hidden machine to you. We get HM06 Rock Smash, our first HM move. That hidden machine, or HM for short, contains the hidden move Rock Smash. A Pokemon learning Rock Smash can smash small boulders in the field, but the trainer has to have the gym badge from Oreburgh City. If you don't have that gym badge, you can't make a Pokemon use the hidden move Rock Smash outside battles. So yeah, let's look at Rock Smash as well as a move. It's not very good. It's 20 or 40 power, sorry. Physical fighting type move. So yeah, technically it's the same as Mark Punch, but I wouldn't recommend learning it still because you can't forget HM moves until quite a bit later. So I would avoid teaching it to Hanuman, or your fellow Chimchar. And yeah, it can break these boulders, but the problem is we need the gym badge. So let's talk about the new Pokemon in this place. It can be found in Dynapole, it can also be found in the Ravage Path, but this was changed in Platinum, where it can be now found earliest here. And that Pokemon is Geodude, which I think we're going to be fighting some against the trainers. So Geodude, this is actually an interesting Pokemon. But yeah, there's some rocks up there, so we can't go there. Let's fight some trainers to talk about Geodude. So Geodude has Rocket and Stay as abilities. Unfortunately, Stay isn't buffed, it needs to wait one more generation. But Rocket is interesting, because I'm pretty sure you can get double jump. Maybe, we'll see. But anyway, it actually learns some pretty cool moves to start out. Mainly, well, it eventually gets some pretty good moves. Mainly Rock Throw at level 11 and Magnitude at level 15, so that's pretty good. It even gets Defense Code Rollout eventually too. And yeah, we should use Hanuman. So yeah, Shinx. And then yeah, Magnitude, yeah, like I said, that's a good move too. It even gets Rock plus level 25, which is when it evolves into Graveler. So yeah, Graveler, again, it's more the same. I should mention, yeah, this thing's a Rock Ground type. I don't really talk about types that much. To be honest, but yeah, Rock Ground, very good offensive type, but it struggles with its weaknesses. It has 2 times 4 weaknesses, so you need to be very careful because of that. But the offense you get is pretty incredible. I think after this we might actually evolve. But let's see. To celebrate my getting through this cave, I'm gonna battle you. So Graveler, it keeps learning good moves, like Earthquake to level 33. There's Explosion, which is still has defense, so that's an extremely strong move. And yeah, Double Edge is there, and so is Stone Edge. And with TMs, you can obviously get Rock Slide. But yeah, considering let's Earthquakeville level up, yeah, you don't need to waste a TM on it, which is very nice. After that though, not doing too interesting except for maybe Jarable, but Jarable is a great coverage because it's Steel type. So, and then for mood tutors, it gets Fire and Thunder Punch, which is really interesting. And later on, you can get Superpower. And yeah, that's right, level 14. Well, I guess losing is something to commemorate too. So Hanuman is evolving. And we want to evolve at level 14 because then we'll learn Arc Punch. So there we go, there's a Monfort. Which is a cool name, but anyway. And there's that Mach Punch. So I'm gonna get rid of Leia. Because Taunt can be useful. Probably not as useful as Leia in like single player, but that's okay. Or main story. So now we have our Rock type answer. Just before Oreburgh. So that's great. And yeah, that's his stats. They're looking pretty good. So yeah, we'll put Mach Punch here though. There you go. Alright, back to Graveler. So yeah, Fire Thunder Punch is pretty cool. Sucker Punch, as well as Mewtwo, and so is Superpower. And then with Egg Moves, you can get Hammer Arm. And Rock Slide. So that's pretty cool. Then for stats, it has 95 attack, 115 defense. It's very slow. With 35 speed, it has really bad special stats of 45, and kind of low HP at 55, so it's alright. But again, it's another trade evolution, so if you're able to get the trade evolution, I would actually recommend Golem. Because again, it learns Earthquakeville, that's really good. So yeah, let's use that weapon attack. So yeah, it doesn't learn any new moves from, like, to my, like, knowledge. Like, yeah, all the moves that it does learn aren't, like, super impressive, so yeah. And then for stats, 110 attack and 130 defense, but again, it's still slow, it still has pretty bad social stats, but its HP is a bit better at 80. So yeah, I like this Pokemon. Again, learning Earthquakeville up, that's great, and yeah, you can keep it away from those annoying water and grass types. But against most other Pokemon, it's actually quite a menace. Because yeah, like an electric type or a flying type really doesn't want to see a Golem in their face, because yeah, strong Pokemon, especially with its type coverage. See, I quite like it. I think it's probably the best rock ground type in the game, because the other one isn't really a rock ground type, it evolves into a steel ground type, so yeah. And we made it. We are in Oreburgh City, so yeah, and we talked about all the new Pokemon. That's basically all we talked about today, so yeah. So next time, we're going to be making our way... We're going to explore Oreburgh next time, now that we've talked about all the Pokemon in the area. And yeah, maybe we'll think about going to that gym too. But yeah, we need to do some preparations first, so yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.